Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Farida Modi. I am a specialist in dermatology and practicing aesthetic dermatology as well since the last 20 years. I practice at Opera House, Mumbai. So I hope all you guys are doing well, you are safe, and until we don't have a vaccine for this COVID virus, the only tool that we have with us is social distancing, and I'm sure all of y'all are following that. I'm sure all you guys are not stepping out, and if at all you are, you're covering your nose and your mouth with a face mask. So welcome all to today's session on what's trending in aesthetic dermatology. So today's session, I'm going to break it up into, to begin with, talk on aesthetic dermatology, as well as then later we'll take up a lot of your questions and I'll try to answer as many as I can. So let's first talk about problem solution. So what's new with various kind of problems that our skin has? So what's new with acne, what's new with acne scar, what's new in pigmentation, and what's new with the dry, dull skin? Where acne is concerned, we have a lot of new molecules, oral molecules with us. The key here is to start early with your acne treatment so that your acne does not leave behind any kind of spots, any kind of permanent scars on your skin. We also now have beautiful new peels. Peels help in breaking that lipid, that fat which is present in your sebum, in your oil, and helping in declogging your pores and preventing acne. We also now have a lot of new lasers and lights which goes and works on the bacteria, kills the bacteria which gives rise to the inflammation, the redness, and the pus which causes a flare of acne. What else do we have where acne is concerned? We also have a lot of newer treatment for acne scars. So most of the time after the acne resolves, it leaves behind a lot of acne scarring. So what do we have new here? So we have moved from the traditional ablative laser to non-ablative lasers. So let me just explain this jargons. Ablative lasers were lasers which would help in exfoliating, removing not only the upper layer, but along with the upper layer, the lower layer of the skin. So they would work both on the upper and the lower layers of the skin. Now, because of which the patient had to sit in the house indoors for a good 3 to 7 days for the skin to completely heal. But now the latest with scars are non-ablative lasers, which escapes out the upper layer of the skin and works only on the deeper layers of your skin where your scar tissues are present, breaks them, helps in bringing up new collagen, and helps in softening, smoothing out your scars. So that's where the technologies for acne scars are moving. Also, we have newer techniques of microneedling. I'm sure you guys know about microneedling, but now there are precise equipments called as derma pens, which goes to the exact correct depth of your skin where the scar tissues are present, and furthermore helps in breaking those scars and smoothing out your scars. Nowadays there are all these microneedling devices available even with lasers and lights. PRP is one of the new kid on the block. Microfat, nanofat, these are all being used for acne scars. Next, what do we have for pigmented patchy skin? We all know that Indians, 80 to 90% of us have issues with pigmentation. So what do we have to deal with this patchy skin, pigmented skin? There are a lot of new technologies which have nanotechnology, pico technology, which goes and starts breaking this microparticle called as melanin, which gives rise to this hyperpigmentation. It breaks those pigment, it flushes it out from the skin, revealing a fresher, clearer skin. The latest one there is also different kind of have home peels, which you start using 2 times in a week at home, and then you come for a professional peel to the dermatologist office once a month. We are looking at doing a series of 4 to 6 sittings of professional peel to even out, clear out all your pigmentation. So that's where we are heading to, where pigmentation is concerned. How about people who have dry skin and dull skin? The latest there is something called as HydraFacial. So HydraFacial is pushing all the water along with a lot of minerals, along with a lot of vitamins deeper inside the skin to deeply hydrate the skin. It also has mild hydrating as well as mild peeling agent, which helps in removing all the dead skin, bringing about fresh glowing skin. So that's where problem solution is concerned. Now let's look into what are the various enhancement treatment that we have. So let's start with our upper face area. We have things for our eyes. So beautiful eyes, let's talk about that. Beautiful eyes is all about not just your eyes, but the way your eyebrows are set. So the latest in that is microblading, which helps in shaping your eyebrow in the right way to give you that nice alert look, or the nice I would say the diva look. You can also have eyebrow flare through Botox. So botulinum is trending to give rise to a nice eyebrow lift. We can also put a little bit of filler at the tail of the eyebrows to further give a nice flare. What else do we have? Then where the mid face is concerned, what's trending there? Oh, how about that nice supermodel look where you can have nice high cheekbones, which can be done again by putting a little bit of HA filler on the cheekbone. And how about the chiseled nice jawline, slimming of the face? Well, a oval face, most consensus have said is more attractive. So people who have a square face or people who have a round face and are looking for more chiseling, you can come in and get the radio frequency or ultrasound to help in breaking down the unwanted fat on your lower face, getting a slimmer look here, which further can be enhanced by slimming down your muscles on the side with a little bit of Botox there, elongating your face some more by chin elongation. So these are what gives rise to a nice contouring of the face. What else do we have for enhancement? Let's also talk about body enhancement. So a lot of things. Let's not forget our hands and our feet. So you have all these home use LED machines which you can use for enhancement of your aging hand, your aging feet. You can also put a little bit of HA fillers on the hands and feet, which will further help in hydrating and giving a youthful look to your hands and feet. What else is new in the body? How about those intimate areas? So we have a lot of queries where people want to lighten their underarms, lighten their bikini area. So here's the good news. There are a lot of newer customized lasers and peels which are used for these areas, which help in brightening, which help in smoothing these areas, so you can flaunt those areas too. How about beautiful lips? That's again in vogue. People, or rather Indians, we do have an issue with darkening of the lips. So for darkening of the lip, there are these newer lip peels and there are newer lip lasers which help again in breaking the pigment on the lip and giving you a little more pinker looking lips. Also, you can further enhance it, make it look more beautiful, give it a little nice pout by putting a little bit of fillers for your lips. So that's where body enhancement can be done. What about what's new in aging skin? So for aging skin, we have a lot of regenerative medicine coming in picture. So you have a lot of nano fat, and you have a lot of PRPs, the newer technology, new form of PRP, which is injected on the face to help in turning the clock. So that's where the new things for aging faces coming in. What else do we have for for ourselves. How about body contouring? So we all not only want to look slim and trim, but we want a nice shape to our body. So you can take care of that excess fat in the body by two ways. Either you can freeze your fat where you don't want it, which is called as a cryolipolysis. Cryo is cold, so you can freeze the fat and break the fat tissue, or you can also heat it up and break the fat tissue. So there's something called as cryolipolysis, and there's something called as thermolipolysis. Thermo is through heat, is what you're breaking down your fat tissue. So that's where body contouring is concerned. If you are suffering from any lax skin on the body, that further can be tightened by radio frequency. What else can we talk about? Hair. So most of us have hair issues with all the pollution, all the lifestyle that we are not so healthy a lifestyle that we're living, with all the kind of mental stress, lack of sleep. It affects not only our skin but also our hair. So for the hair, again, there's a lot of regenerative medicine coming in the picture. One of the best thing is your own body's growth factors, your own body's cells, your stem cells, which is removed from your blood and which is re-injected in your hair root, which brings about the life back to your hair. So that's what's trending for the hair. Now, if somebody is looking for a quick fix, like something for instant rejuvenation, instant glow, what's happening there? Carbon peels, toning of the face done with Q-switch lasers, with IPL lasers, with glass lasers, which gives you that instant brightening, instant tightening effect, and you're set for your evening. Also, there are a lot of these new party peels, pumpkin peels, peptide peels for that instant pepping up of the skin. The newest thing for rejuvenation is something called as skin boosters. Now, what are skin boosters? Skin boosters are these small HLA molecules which are placed just underneath the skin, drop all over on the face and on the neck, which helps in holding water for a very long time. The benefit of that lasts for 6 to 9 months, and because of that deep hydration, the glow remains for a very long time. So that's where we are heading for instant rejuvenation. Then, of course, we also have our vampire facial, which is again a facial done with PRP, which is your own regenerative cells. So that's from my side. Now let me take a few questions. How do I get rid of stretch marks? It's a good question. So stretch marks is again kind of a scar. Okay, so that's because of the snapping of your collagen and your elastin, which forms that stretch marks. So stretch marks, very honestly, no creams that works very well. But again, technologies which go deep in your skin breaks the scar tissue, and that is what helps in probably not getting rid of stretch marks, but definitely reducing it by 60, 70, 80%. What's the next question? Do you get good results with PRP? Yes, like I said, PRP is one of the most natural way of rejuvenating your skin. So it not only helps in hydrating our skin, it helps in improving the cell repair. It gives a nice glow to the skin. It helps in reducing the pigmentation, and also to some bit works as anti-aging. Ma'am, there are a lot of parlors, beauty treatment salons offering aesthetic services. What's your opinion? So salons do have something called as basic facials. Now, what do facials really do? Facials helps in gently exfoliating that dead layer and maybe giving a little temporary hydration. Not a bad idea, but it would last you probably for a day or two. So remember, any of your beauty parlor, beauty salon facials is like a quick fix just for a day or two. Okay. What else do we have? What are the reason of hair fall and itching on your eyebrows? So many a times on the eyebrows, people do have something called as eczemas. Now this particular kind of eczema, called as seborrheic eczema, is not only present on your scalp, Sometimes it also drops down to your eyebrows, and that is the reason why you start getting itching, and because of that inflammation you start losing hair on your eyebrows. So for that, you ideally typically have to go and visit your dermatologist. How do you decide for body contouring? So that's a good question. People who are obese, who are fat, are not good candidate for body contouring. Body contouring is meant for people who have lost weight but are not able to lose that typical pouches of fat here and there to give you that perfect hourglass figure. So it is for that pockets of fat. You can either, like I mentioned earlier, freeze it, or you can use energy based, heat based devices like HIFU. HIFU is nothing but thermal energy which goes and heats up your fat and breaks it down. So that's a good way of dealing with body contouring. What is Botox treatment? Now, Botox treatment is a very simple treatment, very honestly. These are water-like solution which are just put underneath your skin, and typically they are used wherever you have hyperactivity of your muscle leading to deep lines and wrinkles. So they are used mainly for the upper face, where you start developing deep lines, deep folds, crow's feet. They are put underneath the skin with this micro needles, just like your acupuncture needle, and it goes and relaxes those muscles and gives you a nice tight skin over there. So that's what your Botox does. Botox also is used for jawline slimming. Other medical use of Botox is, if you have excess perspiration on your underarms, that's where you can also use your Botox. Are face scrub, body scrub and loofah essential to remove dead skin? So there is no harm in using your what is it called, do it yourself, DIY. So you can exfoliate out your skin at home itself, but don't do it excessively, because at home when you're exfoliating your skin, you're actually rubbing. It's a kind of a friction, and friction itself can give rise to pigmentation. So maybe once in 10-15 days, if you would want to use a body scrub or a homemade scrub or a loofah, it's okay, but do not do excessive exfoliation at home is my advice. PRPs combined with topical applications for hair treatment, is it good? Oh yes, it is definitely very good. So when you're doing your PRP for hair, just doing PRP is not good enough. You have to keep doing things at home to slow down the hair loss. So PRP is helping you in regenerating the hair which are damaged. It is making your hair which has gone thinner go back to thicker, but your home care is essential to slow down the process of hair thinning. Can you suggest a moisturizer for oily acne prone skin? So of course there are a lot of brands. I'm not here to name any brands or promote any brands, but what I like to tell you is, for oily skin you have to pick up a moisturizer which has humectants, and humectants are the ones which just hold water. They don't seal your skin and they don't clog your pores. So pick up a moisturizer containing humectants. Ma'am, how thread lifts work? So threads, typically when they're put underneath the skin and then it is tucked up in the direction where you want your face to get lifted, and the tissues gets so the thread holds your tissues and helps in lifting, picking up your skin and improving the lower face sagging, and that's how threads work. Also, the fine threads which are placed more superficial helps in new collagen built up and helping in tightening your lax skin. The laxity gets better and the tightening of the skin gets better. Ma'am, glutathione plus vitamin C, is it useful? Yes. Glutathione is one of the most potent antioxidant for your skin, so it helps as an internal sunscreen. It helps in reducing progress of pigmentation, and also to some bit helps in lightening the existing pigmentation. So PRP effective for patchy beard growth. Now it all depends whether you're genetically born with less beard, or your hormone has to play a role where beard hair is lost. If that's the case, PRP is not going to work for us. PRP would work for cases who have alopecia areata, which is patchy hair loss on the beard. So that is where a PRP would be useful. Please suggest a remedy for under eye spots and wrinkles. So typically under eye is a common issues with Indians. So we all have darkening of the skin, we all have hollow eyes, and we all have lax skin around the eyes. The approach is not very simple. It's always a combination treatments, a combination of peels, it's a combination of energy based device to tighten your skin here, and it has to be done along with a little bit of HA fillers done under the eyes to fill up that hollowness, and that is what will get your eye area looking less tired. Does oiling prevent hair fall? So oiling is a Eastern conditioner is what I tell my patients always. So it's mainly for dryness, it's not really for hair fall, but it would definitely help in preventing breakage of the hair. So many people along with hair fall have a lot of breakage of the hair. So when you oil your hair maybe 2 times 3 times in a week, half an hour 1 hour warm oil massage for your scalp, it's a good idea. It will at least prevent breakage of the hair. Skin tags. So skin tags, again, we have a lot of newer technologies. One of the best technologies for skin tag removal is either a radiosurgery or a cryosurgery. They help in zapping off your skin tags and they fall off. So it's very, very simple to tackle skin tags. What else do we have here? Dark areas below the lips. So typically most of Indians have darkening around the mouth, perioral pigmentation, and that's again a very common concern amongst Indian, and I've already spoken on how you tackle pigmentation and what are the latest things in pigmentation. So you have your nanotechnologies, your pico technologies, which helps in breaking those pigment, and you also have those newer skin lightening peels. So those are the new things for pigmentation. What else do we have? Any more questions here? What can be done for double chin? So double chin, like we were speaking earlier, is nothing but fat deposit which keeps increasing with age. You need to again use combination treatment there. We need to either inject fat lysing molecules or injections there, which will go and break the fat down, or we can use non-invasive technologies like radio frequency, or the latest is HIFU. HIFU stands for high intensity focused ultrasound. Ultrasound helps in going and heating up the fat area and lysing your fat, and then that can be further improved by probably chiseling your jawline, elongating your chin with a little bit of filler, and that's how you tackle your double chin. Darkening of the skin on the forehead and dark circles, we have already spoken about that. How do you remove the dark spots from your joint area like your elbows and knees? So that's a good question. You can use home care products containing AHAs, retinols. You can use prescription skin lightening agents, and if you want to use any technologies which works better, faster, you can go to your dermatologist office and look into doing body toning. So body toning is again one of the most trending newer technologies, wherein we have lasers which are used for body lightening as well. There are a lot of new body peels also in the market. Probably you can try one of those. How can we prevent childbirth marks or scars? So we're talking about stretch marks there. So the key here is to put on weight slowly, gradually. Don't put on too much of weight altogether during your pregnancy, because that is what makes your collagen elastin snap. And the second thing is keep moisturizing that area. Dry skin again will aggravate snapping of the collagen. So those are the techniques wherein you will be able to prevent stretch marks. So I think we have We have another 5 more minutes to go. Let me see on what other questions do I have here. Ma'am, glutathione tablets are better options or injectables? So there are of course IV glutathione which are used, but the injectable glutathione, because it goes directly in the system, it works slightly more better and more faster. But saying that, oral glutathione also are very effective for the skin. What other questions do we have? How to prevent melasma? So melasma is a kind of pigmentation which is more related to hormonal changes. So they typically arise during pregnancy or during menopause, or when we are taking certain kind of oral contraceptive tablets. They are present more on the butterfly area. So how do you prevent it? Sometimes melasma is your tendency, your genes has it in it, so it is many a times genetic. So probably you can't always prevent it. But again, the most important thing to remember is start early treatment. So whenever you see any kind of light pigmentation, light melasma, is the time that your pigment is still on the upper layers of the skin. They have not dropped very deep inside your skin. So the earlier you start the treatment, the better the response and the faster you will be able to clear your melasma. Ma'am, side effect of topical steroids and long-term use of steroids. So steroids is a complete no-no for your skin. Steroids, as dermatologists, we reserve only for acute inflammatory condition. I'm not saying steroids are bad for the skin, but steroids are therapeutic. They are used for only particular inflammatory diseases. So leave use of steroids only to dermatologists. Please do not use steroids on yourself on your own. Please do not use over-the-counter products containing steroid. It can give rise to many side effects which then are difficult for a dermatologist to deal with. What else do we have? What are the most important part of a skincare routine? Now that's a good question. So let me break up your skincare routine into 3. So I would say you have to have certain things which are must have. There are certain products which are and then there are certain other products which are nice to have. So what are your must have products? Your must have products is your cleanser, toner, moisturizer and your sunscreen. If you have not started using it, it's never too late. Start with that regime. Your should have products will be those products which are mainly for problem solution. So you can start using products for acne, for open pores, for pigmentation. So your dermatologist will help you with those problem solution therapeutic creams. So those are your should have. Your nice to have products are one of these newer agents which are mainly to slow down aging, maybe your peptides, your HLA containing creams. So that's how I would break up your skincare routine. Darkening of the skin on the forehead and dark circles. So we have already spoken about dark circles. Darkening on the forehead can be because of couple of reasons. So many a times it is because of the reaction of the hair dye. So if you feel that your darkening of the skin is very strongly connected with your hair dye, shift to herbal hair dyes. Do not use hair dye containing PPD. PPD is the dye present in your hair colors which gives rise to pigmentation on your forehead, if at all. Many a times pigmentation on the forehead also happens because of friction. So we Indians have this habit of rubbing our forehead once too often, and that can lead to pigmentary changes on the forehead. So if you're doing that, break that habit. Many a times pigmentation, especially on the temples, can also be because of something called as PDL, pigmentary demarcatory line, which again we are as Indians genetically prone to. So that can be tackled by skin lightening peels and by Q-switch lasers, which will go and break those pigments. Does dandruff worsen acne? So So there is a kind of acne called as P. folliculitis. P. folliculitis are like small little boils which you typically see more on the forehead, and those are the only kind of acne which is aggravated by dandruff. So if you see the small little boils, or if your dermatologist sees those boils, she or he will immediately treat your dandruff, which will help in clearing those small boils. But all acne are not related to dandruff. How long can one keep taking glutathione? So I have realized that the viewers love their glutathione. Glutathione is an antioxidant, so you can take it for as long as you want. But typically for my patients, I tell them take it for probably 3 months, 6 months till you start seeing a good improvement. Taper the dose, start taking a lower dose. A lower dose can be taken for a long time if you wish to, or then you can also keep taking pulse doses. So take it for 3 months, give a little break of a month, then again start taking for 3 months. So that's how you'll ensure that you don't have hypervitaminosis, you don't have too much of gluta in your system. So somebody has written which is good molecules for use in melasma. So melasma is usually a chronic condition, and because it's a chronic condition, you can always start with stronger agents from phenolic groups. So phenolic group of skin lightening agents are stronger agents for lightening your skin, and then from phenolic group you can move to more of botanical products, products like kojic acid, arbutin, vitamin C, which can be used very safe for a very long time. So that's how you manage your melasma. But for melasma, the most important thing is sunscreen and moisturizer. So those are the two things you will never ever go without. So that's about taking care of your melasma. So I think we have taken up most of the questions. If you have any more questions, please do keep putting it in on the site, and I'll see if I can help you all with the answers to that. Meanwhile, all of y'all, stay safe, stay well. I'm also available for online consultation, so you can probably Google my name and check my online site and get in touch with me for any kind of online consultation. And with this, I think we'll end today's session. Thank you all for joining in, and stay safe once again.
Yeah.